All right.
Are you ready for combat night?
Hello, hello, hello. We are all set for our very first pro event of the year right here in Tallahassee, where it all started. I am joined by Mitchell, Richard Cox, and Mason Runge. The boys are back in town. So we're going to just hit the ground running and go ahead and start talking about these bouts we have on tap for tomorrow evening, starting with our main event, a featherweight bout between Andres Cordero and Lucas Alexander. Andres has a ton of experience, tons of fights, over 35 fights, and Lucas is, looking to make his way back to the big show.
Yeah, this is a striker's delight for sure. Andres loves to bang, and I'm sure Lucas is going to accommodate him, and this is going to be a fun one.
A lot of experience to bring with both those cats. It looks like that's a lot of fights between the two of those cats.
What do you think, Mitchell?
It's gonna be a great fight. Richard said it, and it's gonna be a striker's delight. I expect those guys to get in there and throw down, and I think gonna go to sleep.
Leg kicks and patassos for everyone.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Lucas always puts on a show. So our co-main event is Ronald Girones versus Corey Taylor. Both of those guys have a handful of fights. Corey's 5-1. Ronald is it Ronald or Ronald?
Ronald.
Let's go with that.
Ronald. He's 7-4, and making his way back with us.
Yeah, coming off a tough loss to the champ, Angel Mercado. Ronald's a little older, but Olympic judokan. And, of course, we got Corey Taylor, who's basically grown up in the combat night cage. Should be fun. Both well-rounded. Yeah.
It's going to be a good fight for sure. Those guys are going to get in there and throw down. Neither one of those guys, I think, are afraid to stand. Ronald is a little older, but, man, he's built like a tank.
Yeah.
He's a little unit for sure.
Yeah. They had a gentlemanly face off as well. Corey said a bunch of stuff to him, and I don't think he speaks any English. He was like, prior to that, we have a featherweight bout: Soufiane Cabell versus Romello, the one and only Union. Soufiane is undefeated 2-0, and Romello's 3-1. And on this card is a few guys that Romello has actually fought. He's pretty much had taken nothing but tough fights, and Soufiane, I don't think, will be any different.
Yeah, I think this is maybe the fight I'm most excited for on this card. I think you could easily, if this was 2 years from right now, you'd be seeing this in the UFC or somewhere else. Luckily, we get it. And it's a great clash of styles. Soufiane throws bombs, but he, favors the wrestling. And kind of the same thing from Romello. Romello's maybe a little more dynamic with his striking, maybe a little more explosive, but I think we're going to see absolutely everything. Out and out brawling. You're going to see these guys slamming each other, scrambles for 2 rounds. It's going to be epic.
Yeah, it's going to be a good fight.
Romello's kind of made a name for himself with big slams in his fight, and we'll see if he's able to continue that.
This would be the highest level wrestler that he's ever competed with.
Before that, we will have a lightweight bout between Francisco Sagrado and Vikram Dixit. Vic still undefeated, and Francisco was just, he came back like a man on fire in 2025 after being out for a while. And he's an exciting fighter. Looking forward to seeing those guys face off.
Yeah, Frankie is game, man. He's fought with us for a very long time now. Always love having him with us. And Vic has had the injury bug for the past few, almost about the whole year and a half now, Richard.
Yeah, it's been over a year for sure.
And nothing crazy, you know. Like some people would have went through a whole ACL reconstructive in that same time, but it's been nothing crazy. And he's been training, but just stuff's kept him from being able to fight. So I'm excited to see him get back in there, and I think we're gonna have a really good fight between these two guys. Very similar.
Yes. By the way, two of the nicest human beings you're ever gonna meet in this game.
Yeah, they had a funny face off where neither one of them. Francisco committed to the stare down. In previous fights, he's been like, you know, face offs. He's been like, oh, you know, I don't really go for all the long stares. Let's just, you know, keep it short. And today he was like, all right, I'm in it. I ain't looking away. He shook your hand, staring at it. He just walked backwards away from him. It was pretty funny. Prior to that, we will have a lightweight bout between Walter Fireheart Zelaya and Brian Make Money Not Friends Santiago. Brian 1-0 after his pro debut, and Walter's 2-1. I'm excited for this fight, Brian. You know, Walter's an OG, and so is Brian. Brian, amateur champion with us, and you know, part of the crew. Looking forward to seeing these guys throw down.
I was super impressed with how just extremely violent Santiago was in his first fight there. Like he is trying to murder somebody, and it might be quite possible somebody's going to go to prison after he gets done, because that dude is extreme violence at all the entire fight, which is wild. And the other notes I had on Walter or Zelaya is that dude's just wicked durable. Like he is super stiff and doesn't look fluid at all, but then he can absolutely take whatever you dump on him, and then if he gets a hold of you, he's going to ragdoll you. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, this is another one where they're both really well-rounded. You know, they both wrestle well. They both like to brawl a little bit. I would give the technical edge maybe to Brian, but this is another amazing fight. They kind of coasted by each other in the Emmys, so lucky us, we get it at the pro level.
the chat hollering for Mason to get oiled up.
It's going to be an exciting fight for sure.
So prior to that, we'll have a featherweight bout between a couple of really exciting fighters, Bashmir Winston and Michael Larimore. Both of them got, you know, hands of stone and throw big bombs. And are exciting fighters, and we'll see if they stand and bang, man. This thing could be short.
Yes.
I mean, they have both been able to grapple in the past. I see someone getting touched with something big and probably it turning into a grappling match. I've seen both of them. Not that they want to, like, that's not the first instinct, but when big bombs start landing, which whoever lands the punches, they're going to be big. I feel like that person might decide they want to wrestle.
See who shoots first. Before that, we'll have a welterweight bout between Wesley Golden and Ali Abusalam. Ali was the guy that was, you know, on a nice run in 2025. I was trying to remember if he was. I know he was a candidate for a fighter of the year.
Yeah, 3-1 last year.
All quality fights too.
Yeah. And he's taking on a veteran in Wesley Golden. Got a ton of fights, and I know Wesley likes to stand and scrap. So we'll see. Ali's got cardio for days. Yeah, and he gets down everywhere. So we know what we know we're gonna see a lot of is punches and kicks, because Ali spams kicks.
Yeah. Wesley, in the past couple months, we've been communicating a good bit, and he says he's really rededicated himself to the sport. And he was basically like, hey, you might think I'm crazy, but after I knock this mofo out, give me absolutely anyone that's ever beat me in the Kabatagon. So I'm excited. He had a different look in his eyes this time too. So I'm excited to see what he brings differently this time.
When I saw him at Wans, I shook his hand and I spoke with him just briefly, just saying what's up. Like, family and stuff. This guy slapped me on the back so hard. I was like,
He's a man's man for sure.
I was like, it's not me. It's not me.
Excuse me.
And we're kicking off the pro card with a bantamweight bout between Christopher Wingate and Dallas Gibson. Really seen Dallas emerge as, you know, a guy with a lot of skills, and you know, he's 1-1, but been an exciting fighter in exciting fights. And Christopher Wingate has you know, been with us quite a few times, you know, since an amateur, a couple times as a pro. And his opponent's list is, you know, like a murderer's row. He's fought anybody and everybody, so this should be an exciting fight.
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
Dallas wants to come and strike. Wingate wants to come and strike. I think this could be a really exciting fight. It's all going to depend on which Wingate shows up, because Wingate can strike, he can fight, and if he comes to scrap, it's going to be a really fun fight.
And this is Dallas's last fight out, a train fight win, I guess, before he's moving.
Yeah,
took it, so he probably wants to leave Tallahassee with a high note. So I feel like he's probably going to try to show out.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas only has the 2 pro fights with us, but both of those were barn burners.
Yeah.
And like I agree 1,000% with Mitchell. If the right Wingate shows up, we're going to get a real treat. So another guy says he's really dedicated to the sport, and says he's going to show us a new wrinkle in his game.
I see, before we go on to talk about there's a couple more pro fights. I misspoke when I said there's just a big gap in my list. There's also a lightweight bout between Kyle Day and Blake Menard. Blake Menard making his pro debut, and Kyle Day looking to pick up his first win as a pro.
I went back and looked at Day's 2. What has he got? 2 pro fights, or his first pro fight, and like his last AM fight, and like he's just run into absolute buzzsaws, because the fights before he looked solid, and he just ran into somebody that was feeling themselves right before, and they definitely put on a show, and he was unfortunately on the receiving end, but he's got skills, he's tough. His wrestling solid, and his ground pound's pretty good, and he's got an interesting little his game off his back is pretty fun to watch him throw up a bunch of weird high guard stuff and like kind of rubber guard it, and still manage to throw punches from there somehow.
Yeah, Kyle's a brown belt. He's pretty solid. Big right hand too. And Blake's very well rounded, has a solid wrestling background. Him and Brian Santiago in their last AMI fights, they put on a good show for us too.
That was a very fun fight.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm quarterbacking some other stuff as well right now. Prior to that, we will have a pro fight at bantamweight between Kerry Williams and Timothy Abdel Shahid. Kerry looking for his first MMA win, and Tim just made his pro debut and looking to pick up another win.
Yeah, Kari's a pro boxer. This is only his second MMA bout. Timmy's shown us everything in the cage. Great kickboxing, great clinch, wrestling, jiu-jitsu. Kerry says that he's very fond of slamming people to sleep, so I wasn't really expecting that. I thought he was just going to kind of want to throw some hands, but he thinks he's going to throw Timmy out of the cage. We'd go viral if that happened.
Yes.
And that is the fight that we will be kicking off the pro card with, is that Kari Williams versus Timothy Abdel Shahid. And before we go on to talk about the amateur bouts, there was a question about the fights being streamed tomorrow. And yes, they are available through Spectation Sports. I dropped the link in the comments, and it is also available at the link is in our bio. So follow us on Instagram or Facebook. You can find that link to Spectation Sports there. It is the home of Combat Nights Pro events this weekend. So moving on to talk about the amateur undercard, and our main event is a flyweight bout between Lucas Smith and Davian Hutto. Both of those guys are undefeated, and I know Lucas at one point said he can submit any man alive.
That dude's range is absolutely ridiculous. His ability, like to manage distance between, it just seems unnormal how his legs and his hands, and then his ability to secure a choke from just about anywhere. His 2 wins both come off of not even really like a traditional choke, and he's able to finish people. So you know he's got that constrictor grip. And he says he's like it looks like he's the number 9 ranked amateur in the state of Florida for his for flyweight. That's pretty badass. But he's getting ready to go up against the number 6 ranked flyweight in the state, which is Davion's a bad man.
Yeah, this is a really fun fight. We got hey, just my humble opinion. We got the top 4 flyweights in the state fighting tomorrow, as far as 100%.
Yeah,
I agree.
We're not there yet, but the next fight I'm really excited about.
Yeah, we'll jump right onto that. Our co-main event is Emilio the Madman Barco, 6-1, versus Matthew Hefner, who is 9-0.
The number 1 featherweight amateur in the nation, by the way. Which Barco's no slouch either. He's 7th in the Southeast and 24th nationally. But I went back and watched like 4 of Hefner's fights. There's no way in hell that dude's 19. He is Benjamin Button. That dude's been fighting since the 70s. Like, you don't see somebody. He fights legitimately. Like, he's been in the ring for 10 plus years. I don't know if I think his dad's his coach, or he fights out of his family's gym. But that guy fights smooth, composed. You can't put him anywhere that he's not comfortable. But I'm also really excited to see Emilio Barco get a hold of him, because that dude's wrestling. One of the best mixes of striking to wrestling that you're going to see, where he starts off in ortho and then he'll throw a handful of punches to switch to southpaw just so he can hit you with his blast double. It's going to be an awesome fight. I think it's going to be a real test for Matthew, what I'm going to call Playboy Hefner, by the way.
Okay.
I love it.
He doesn't have a nickname. I figure I get to name him.
Whereas I agree with absolutely everything Mason just spouted out. Props to you for that. That was wonderful. Matt also, is gonna be a different level of fight for him this time. He did get some of those bouts on the farm in Pensacola, when he was underage. But like a lot of people find out when they come and fight for us, we have the best competition. So if there's any kind of question mark, he gets through Emilio, whacks that question right out. And Emilio is a stud. Went the distance with Joe Gonzalez. That's no easy feat.
That was an awesome fight. They went to war.
Yeah. But yeah, so excited for these flyweights. My goodness.
So there's before that, there's one of my favorite styles, which is the small gloves extreme Muay Thai bout between Tavian Jones and Markeith Simpson. They certainly got intense at the face-offs, and Tavian, I know Markeith throws heat, and Tavian we've seen also, perform at a high level. So I'm looking forward to that. I love the small gloves.
Yeah,
Tavion's an interesting fellow.
Only thing I worry about with Markeith is he gives no regard to leg kicks. I don't either. He doesn't feel them or he doesn't recognize them. But his last, I want to say 3 fights, everybody's just tattooed his leg, and then he just switches and shoots the weirdest double and takes people down. He's pretty rad. Ability to just beat the dog out of people. So
yeah, he's very athletic, explosive. He hits really hard. I think this is going to be like traditional Muay Thai versus boxing. I think the advantage for Markeith is distance. The advantage for Tavion's going to be in the clinch and tight. But it's a fun one. You can tell there's some legit heat there. The camps were going at each other a little bit. I know Markeith's been expanding his game. He's been doing a little traveling lately, getting some work in at some other places and refining his skills. And Tavion's an OG. One of the coaches at Ruckus Muay Thai.
All right.
Yeah, Ruckus is a little squad. Tomorrow, I'm excited about all those guys. They always come
they were hyped up too, right?
They come to throw down, man. I'm excited for all their fights. And the other side of it too, a lot of these fights, we got some guys that really like to scrap.
Before that, we will have a middleweight bout between Henry Enamorado and Maximo McLean Benitez. Enamorado is 1-2, and Benitez is 1-0.
Maximo's impressive, man. At 19, and he's had one fight. He's another dude that looks like he's just been there and done that. I hit up Sky at Train Fight when I said, "How long has this kid been training?" He's like, I don't know. He's been with us since he was like a kid. I was like, he's a kid now, but like he fights. That first fight he had, he was patient, waited, picked his shots, and then he made his opponent pay for it whenever an opening was. Really crisp with his hands and defense. But the Henry cat his hands are awesome. He's got amazing rhythm. His gas tank is a little bit limited, but he makes you pay off of the clinch. If there's like a clinch and they go any kind of, if there's 6 inches there, he's going to clock you with something. Whether it's an elbow, a fist, a knee, he's going to hit you every time that you disengage from the guy. And he makes you pay for it. He wears people out.
Agreed.
All right. Before that, we will have a weight bout between Jeremiah J.J. Ford and Finley Chucky Gibson. We got a chance to see Chucky. You were saying some stuff about him earlier, Richard.
About Chucky?
Or maybe it was Mitchell.
All I can tell you is these boys are going to throw punches. This is going to be like a small gloves boxing fight. They're going to get after each other.
Chucky's got a gigantic right hand, and like he's looking to land that thing the whole time. What was his last fight? If he had any other, like any kind of defense on the bottom, he would have won that fight. I would have liked to see the ref stand him up because I felt like it was kind of a lot of laying down. But this kid, you definitely don't want to stay in front of him. You're going to keep circling. I think Chucky's probably going to have to take the center of the ring and just dictate where the fight goes. And seems like JJ's the kind of guy that's going to want to sit in there and just slug it out with him.
Yeah,
it's a fun fight.
Couple of Georgia boys coming down. All right. Before that, we'll have.
I think Florida claims Chucky.
Oh, do they?
I think
Thomasville, so that's right down the street, right?
He's actually in Cairo.
We gave baby hands. That's the other fun part.
Baby hands versus Chucky.
Yeah.
Chuck's got a bunch of names. When he's in the room, we don't know what to call him. Chip, Chucky, Finley, Finn.
All right. Before that, we'll have a middleweight bout between
Nope.
Nick Clark.
Nope.
We will not be having that middleweight bout. We will have a welterweight bout between Brian Paul and Devontae DeVoe. Look at Brian Paul he's another guy out of Ruckus Muay Thai.
He's the owner and head coach.
And he is bringing a 7-2 record, and he's fighting Devontae Human Remains DeVoe.
We got a card full of characters.
Oh, Brian Cold Killer. Now, is that like the cold you get, from hanging around your kids, or is he just that cold killer? Who knows? I know he throws heavy kicks and heavy punches, and he loves to brawl, and he's real nasty in the clinch. And he's huge for the weight class, if we're being completely honest. He looks gigantic. He's just thick. with 2 C's.
Yeah, Brian Paul, owner and head coach of Ruckus Muay Thai. That's a beautiful record he has, but that's all Muay Thai fights. This is his mixed martial arts debut, and a lot of people excited for that. And we know Devontae only knows how to throw down, so I think it's going to be
He's gonna come and throw him.
yeah, it's going to be exciting.
He's a wild cat with the karate style, switching his stances back and forth and just throwing from unorthodox stuff. Interesting to watch.
All right. Before that, we'll have another welterweight bout between Saif Ibrahim and Dariush Mirabzadeh. Both of those guys making their debut.
We calls him Dar.
Okay.
He looks like a unit.
He is a unit. Good kid, good skills. Trains with Phil Harker for jiu-jitsu. Kicks around with the Finley Markeith crew. Kicks around my place a little bit. Good kid, man. And I've heard some good stuff about Safe. Good wrestling and Fight Me always puts on when they compete with us. And he was not about no bullshit earlier.
Nah, he was he did not care
Yeah.
for any of that.
Yeah, he
Dar
wasn't.
was pretty like jovial. He was jokey, and Tony was not having it. I'm excited for this fight. Dar, like I said, Dar looks he looks big.
Yeah.
And Safe has the pro move of putting his pronunciation in his fighter bio. I was a huge fan of that.
Safe.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Big ups.
We have a heavyweight bout between Jacob Irby and Derek DeVoe. Jacob making his debut, and Derek is 1-0. Jacob fancies himself a Muay Thai style fighter, and Derek a jiu-jitsu style. So we got a classic striker versus grappler matchup between some big fellers.
6'6", 210 on Irby. Who was it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Irby.
That's a tall dude. Even at heavyweight, that's big.
Big boy basketball player. Said he wanted to give some fighting a try. I said, where you train? He said, duh crib.
He did.
Back Evan Tanner won a UFC gold that way, just wrestling in his front yard. So
I saw a little bit from Jacob. He got a little more than a jump shot.
no, that's West Virginia.
All right. Before that, we'll
Derek's a unit too, though. I feel like we didn't say anything about Derek.
Yeah, speak on him.
Yeah, I mean he looks very unassuming. But when he gets in there, he gets at it. So, we saw his debut with us in Jacksonville. I fully expect this fight to be a really good one.
He's a problem in the mount. Like if he gets you down on the ground and he gets you to the mount, you're not having an easy time getting up. He's really good at transitioning into the scramble.
Before that, we'll have a lightweight bout between Robert McElroy and Roy Reynolds.
So I got a nickname for Roy. The dog food at not because he's dog food. Let me preface this. He is a dog. That dude is just in there, big ass smile on his face, super long reach. He's got the most thick back you would see on like a Division I wrestler. He appears to have straight up country boy strength, and he's got the coolest like traditional pugilist style where his hands are like this when he punches. And he reminds me a lot of Keith Jardine. I mentioned this earlier, but he's got this really weird rhythm to him that's kind of herky-jerky, and then all of a sudden he blasts you or he grabs a hold of you and squeezes the dog shit out of you. But I'm nicknaming him Old Roy after the dog food because he's a dog.
Let's go.
Old Roy.
I like it.
I'm going to pass that on to him, Mason.
Hopefully he doesn't get offended. So
there's a lot of marketing options there if he'll run with it.
There is. Walmart would probably be a nice. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. Before that, we'll have a featherweight kickboxing bout between Aquavian and
Earth Dragon.
Aquavion.
We call him Quay in the streets.
Yeah, we do.
Quay Collier.
Versus, hey, what? These guys, they win the award for coolest names on the.
Yeah, Charisma Morley and that's who it is.
Yeah, Charisma and
Yeah.
Quay.
My mom didn't name me Charisma.
all right.
Quay is watching him fight is wild, man. He relies really heavy on his overhand right. He does not give a rat's ass about landing it. He's going to throw it to where like he'll throw himself off balance, but he's going to hit you with a kitchen sink eventually. This has potential of somebody going to sleep for sure. If I'm him, I'm going to take the center of the cage and try to dictate it where it goes. He throws with such just sheer hatred and malice that I feel like he runs out of gas because he's putting every single thing into each punch. It's going to be awesome. And then it makes it really interesting because Cashmere's style is like this, or Cashmere. That sounds cooler. Charisma has got this cool, like traditional martial arts, karate, taekwondo kind of thing, keeps his hands really low. He's got a fast, quick jab, throws a lot of naked kicks, which is something I'd be concerned about. But I'd like to see him throw more combos in there, move his hands. He's a lot of one in and out kind of, traditional style. He's not really putting things together, but when he lands them, they look great. So that fight's going to be one you want to watch for sure.
All right. And before that, we have Akeem Nelson versus Brenton Vona in a middleweight Muay Thai bout. So they'll be fighting at 185 pounds. Brent is 1-0 and Akeem is making his debut. It's always an interesting look whenever we see guys making their debuts. Not really sure what to expect, but this guy, another guy, Akeem, is out of Ruckus Muay Thai, who have been being touted as a legit factor. So,
and at 185, anybody can go to sleep. That's a lot of meat behind each punch. Brent is super active, very high pace, especially for a 185er. Loves that lead kick, and he's got a real heavy right hand. He stays busy in traffic. So if the other guy is throwing, you see a lot of guys this early in their career. If somebody's throwing, they stop throwing. Brent doesn't give a rip. He's going to get, if it's a 5-punch combo with a kick, he's going to throw a 5-punch combo with a kick no matter what the other guy's doing. Stays busy in traffic. This one's going to be another good one where if you blink, it's going to be over.
And then we have a bantamweight MMA bout. That's our second MMA bout of the evening. Aaron Shover versus Javarius Shields. Shover making his debut, and Shields looking for his second win.
Yeah, but I know Javarius is a dog, man. He's not there to do anything but win. In one of his fights, I believe the girl went viral. Was losing in the stand-up, ended up just after that just dominating his opponent with grappling. Got really high level wrestling. I'm really excited to see him fight with us again. It's gonna be a really good fight.
And then kicking off the evening, we have a pair of featherweights making their debuts. Logan Diedrich versus Andrew Zima. Logan out of Smiley Academy and Andrew out of 10th Planet Jacksonville.
Yeah, we got two guys from out of town fighting in Tallahassee just to bring these fans some amazing fights. I think it's going to be a really good fight. Both these guys had a great camps. Jacksonville's not for another 2 months or so, so they wanted to fight, so they came over to Tallahassee and got a couple of teammates on the card too. So we were able to make this fight happen. I'm looking forward to it.
So that is the lineup for tomorrow evening. I think we got some bangers on both sides of the card. Really looking forward to it. For all of you folks that are going to be looking where to find these fights, check them out on Spectation Sports. I dropped the link in the chat, but you can also find that link in our bio on all of our socials, from Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. All of those are Combat Night MMA. Yes, sir.
And I saw it's $19.99.
That's what?
The subscription.
Oh, okay.
Not bad.
No, not bad.
To get access to all the fights, and no, it's not bad at all. Yeah. You guys don't have the stream already, you need to go buy it. Spectation Sports. I think that it's gonna be worth it, especially how often we run pro events.
Yep, for sure. And you will have the stylings of Mason Runge joining me in the commentary booth. Also, Tim Roadhouse Lopez.
Getting the team back together. All right.
Rocking his shirt. So looking forward to having watching the fights with you guys and calling all the action. Any parting words for us, Mitchell?
We will see you guys tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.
Are you ready for combat night?